You know, I'm sitting here thinking about you. And the first thing I want to do is express my deep remorse. My deep remorse. My deepest remorse for what you went through, what you're going through, and what you're going to continue to go through. I want to express that off the top. Because what I want you to understand is I am sympathetic and empathetic towards your pain. And it was a coward-ass move for me to utilize something so painful to you against you in the heat of an argument. There shouldn't be lines that we cross at all. Kenesha, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But that don't mean I'm not worthy of loving you. That don't mean I'm not worthy of your forgiveness. That don't mean we can't get past this. That don't mean we can't build from here. That don't mean that, you know, we can't learn how to grow from this together and figure this thing out and work through it with each other. That don't mean we can't humble ourselves and say to ourselves, listen, we can't keep putting up these different weapons against each other and using our weaknesses or our pain as a weapon in a fight. We can say that and keep it moving. We can do that. Because, Kenesha, let me tell you what toxic is. Let me tell you what toxic is. Toxic is if every time you saw me, I was going upside your head, beating you and demeaning you. Toxic is if I slapped you in front of your kids. Toxic is if you caught me in bed with a bunch of women and then I get mad at you and then call it your fault. Toxic is when I don't have no remorse for none of my actions. When I just say, you know what, fuck it. Fuck you, fuck what you thinking, fuck how you feel about it. It is what it is, fuck you forever. And then let that be it. That's toxic. Toxic is when, if every time you took me somewhere with you, I embarrassed you and made you feel like shit in front of other people. Toxic is if anytime you needed me, I turned my back on you, but then the only time I came around is if I wanted to have sex with you or if I wanted to do something, you know, that was beneficial simply just to me. That's toxic. Toxic is not a person who is always looking to try to make you happy, who is walking up to your job with flowers every single day. That's not toxic. Toxic is not because you break your handle on your handbag, I go buy you a brand new one that you said that you had wanted. Toxic is not getting down on both of my knees and asking you to be my wife. Toxic is not, you know, whenever there's a problem, most times, or whenever you say something to me about something that I'm doing, most times I just say, okay, babe. That's not toxic. And that's what I've been doing the majority of our relationship. You can count on one hand and -2, 3 situations that were bad. Talk to anybody who's been in a relationship and see if all they got is 3 things where both people were hurting each other and doing things to each other. Look it up. Talk to your friends. Don't talk to the lonely ones who ain't got no man. Talk to the ones who got a man who done have been through some of the worst and toughest times. But then once they drew lines in the sand, and once they said, look, we ain't gonna never cross these lines again, that's when the relationship got good. Once they both started understanding and fulfilling each other's needs for each other because of each other, that's when things started getting good. And so, Kenesha, I'm going to tell you something. I'm really scared for you. And the reason why I'm scared for you is even if you leave me and don't ever talk to me ever again, you ain't going to never be a whole person. And the reason why you can't be a whole person is because you harbor pain. Pain is your fuel. It's the only thing that you exist in. Pain and negative emotions. I'm sitting up here telling you all of this great stuff about how we can work through this, and I love you and I need you. And then you're steady just pointing negative stuff, pointing at negative things. I poke holes through that negative bullshit, and you know what? You still hold on to it because it seems like that's all you have. That's all you have. That's the only way you can justify treating me like I don't matter to you. That's the only way you can justify being angry with me for loving you. That's the only way. Holding on to toxic feelings is the only way that you can justify the pain that you continue to harbor because of the abandonment of your father and your mother, because of the pain and suffering that you went through during the course of your life about other dudes and what they did to you and your family. It's the only thing you can hold on to is negative emotions. But the truth of the matter is, Kenesha, negative emotions are going to do nothing but create more negative emotions, which is why I be always trying to spend time with you. Because if we spent more time around each other, we would build on positive things because we'll have more positive interaction. But when you separate yourself from the relationship and you go in a whole nother direction from me for 2-3 days a week, and all you do is sit around and then marinate on the negative things that were said, not building on the positive things that I did before then, like going to get you $150 worth of food because I care. That's not something that you harbor on. You don't harbor on that because that's too hard to harbor on. It's too hard to harbor on the fact that I love you. That's hard for you. And it's sad, Kenesha. It's sad. And if you don't ever get to a point where you can get past that, if you don't ever get to a point where you can let things go and release these things out to the atmosphere instead of holding on to them and making them a part of your life and making them the center point of your existence, making those things the excuse why you got to be a recluse and why you got to sit in the house all day long and just be sad and mope around and just dump love into your kids because they ain't never said nothing negative to you. They're going to disappoint you too. Your kids going to come up to say stuff because all of us do. I know I did it to my mom. You did it to your mom. All kids are going to hurt you too. Then what you going to do then? You going to hold on to what they say forever? You can't do that, Kenesha. Because holding on to all these negative emotions ain't going to do nothing but create you a bitter person. A bitter, angry, frustrated person that you eventually going to blow. And then your life going to change. I'm trying to tell you something real. And that's what love is. Love ain't always candy coating things because guess what? Even with you, a candy coated anything ain't going to work with you. I can tell you I love you to death and you'll ignore me. So even good and positive emotions, the stuff that you say that you want from me, don't work with you. I got to be real with you. I got to shoot from the hip. And in doing so, I got to tell you the truth. And in telling you the truth, I'm saying sincerely that I apologize. Some stuff that I said shouldn't have never been said. I went too far. I did. But guess what? When you love somebody, as long as they don't cross your core belief system, which what you told me, there were some core things that would be the end of this relationship. And this wasn't one of them. We can get past this. We got to get past this. We got a family to make. We got love to make. We got good and positive things we got to do. We got to get past this negative stuff. And we got to build on the positive things that we have both put in place. Kenesha, I've always loved you. And I'm always going to. And I'm not going to let you just blow this relationship and run and tuck your tail and hide in a cave. Because that's not what people do when they love each other. They don't let each other do that kind of stuff. Kenesha, we can build on this. We can take this negative experience and turn it around into something positive and be a story for other people just like us that's going through things and don't know how to handle them. But we got to make a decision to do that. We can't be victims. We got to be conquerors. We can't be weak. We got to be warriors. We got to gather our strength together, look at each other honestly in all of our mistakes and flaws, and say, you know what? That person is still worth it. Because even though I can find a million reasons why I don't want to be with you, I always find one reason that makes me want to stay with you, no matter what. And you got to start doing that too, Kenesha. Tomorrow's not a promise. God don't promise none of us tomorrow. And we can't squander the gift that he gave us in each other. Kenesha, this is how your best friends talk to you. They ask for forgiveness when they go too far. And then not only they ask for forgiveness, but they be truly remorseful for the pain that they caused you. And they continue to move forward, hoping that you can find in your heart to forgive them, because guess what? You know good and hell well I'm a good person. This relationship is damaged, but it's not destroyed. Don't forget that.